These were the seconds before the shot. A president at Washington's event of the year is being shown a trick by the evening's entertainer. Then there's gunfire. On the top table, it goes unnoticed at first, until security agents storm the stage and evacuate the president. Inside the ballroom, guests attending the Washington Correspondents Association dinner take cover as armed officers take aim from the stage. There's confusion as they look for the shooter. Senior members of government are taken to safety at speed.
Where?
Ollie Rad. Still no? Still no?
The shooting had taken place outside the room.
Where?
This was the suspect being held on the ground. He is 31-year-old Cole Thomas Allen from California. Donald Trump posted this picture of his arrest, and he posted video of when the suspect ran towards the ballroom, armed with a shotgun, a handgun, and several knives. One officer was shot, but was saved by a bulletproof vest. The suspect wasn't hit by gunfire.
I came over to the door and I smelled gunfire after the shots were fired, and we were told to shut the door, nobody in and no one out. And now the Secret Service are right outside the door.
Guests remained inside the ballroom amidst tight security. In here, it was so tense. Ultimately, it was so Trump.
The president will be having a press briefing at the White House in 30 minutes. That is not a joke.
Donald Trump headed back to the White House for a late-night news conference. He delivered his version of events.
I heard a noise and sort of thought it was a tray. I thought it was a tray going down. You know, I've heard that many times, and it was a pretty loud noise. And it was from quite far away. He hadn't breached the area at all. They really got him. But so it was quite far away, but it was a gun. And some people really understood that pretty quickly. Other people didn't. I was watching to see what was happening. Probably should have gone down even faster. Melania was very cognizant, I think, of what happened. I think she knew immediately what happened. She was saying, "That's a bad noise," and we were whisked away.
The suspect had been staying as a guest at the venue, the Washington Hilton. Outside of this hotel, former President Ronald Reagan survived an assassination attempt in 1981.
Look, I don't care how many people you have, how good they are. They can be the greatest people. You have the greatest security in history. If you have a whack job who's got a brain, but it's a little bit distorted or a lot distorted, they can make trouble.
Well, here we are inside the ballroom. It's about 30 minutes after the shooting took place, and people are drifting away. The night is over. It began innocently enough, routinely. There's the stage. That's where the president was sat, eating his dinner. He had been applauded into the room. The national anthem had been played. People stood for that and then sat down to dinner. Trump was there. J.D. Vance, the vice president, was there. Senior members of the Trump administration. And of course, in the main body of the ballroom, there were more than 2,000 people here. There was the crack of gunfire around 10 minutes into dinner. Crack of gunfire. Several shots were heard. And there was the sound of shock. There were shrieks, the sound of panic, and then the sound of human movement as 2,000 people and more dived for cover, got underneath the tables. The security services, I saw them sprinting in from that central rear door, running towards the stage at full speed to eliminate any threat and, of course, to preserve the safety of the president and everybody else inside this building. This is the suspect's LinkedIn picture. And this is the police outside his California home as investigations continue. In Washington, the Correspondents' Dinner is a glittering affair. Last night, it was the showpiece most shocking. Not least for a president previously the target of 2 assassination attempts.
Thank you very much.
Washington's big night out was a big escape.
تجري حروفك في دمي أذكر مقامك وانحني أمير الحب عليك والله ما غاب ذكرك في دمي تجري حروفك في دمي أذكر مقامك وانحني أمير الحب عليك الله من كفك العيش تنجلى يا صاحب الحق والهوى أجمل صلاة الله على أمير الحب عليك